Welcome to Daily Dose. In this video we are going to talk about the Saturday Night Live Top 10 guest appearances. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. SNL has a long and illustrious tradition of featuring not only Hollywood royalty displaying their comedic abilities but also cameo appearances by public figures who come out of nowhere to startle the audience. SNL has perfected this technique over the years, using such hidden visits to provoke genuine reactions from audiences and other cast members. There are a few cameos that go from being a pleasant surprise to being the episode's centerpiece. Here are the coolest Saturday Night Live cameos we've seen over the years. Number 10. Robert De Niro catches Jimmy Fallon in the act. Because of his performances in Martin Scorsese's films, and his serious real-life demeanor during interviews, Robert De Niro is known across Hollywood as a bit of a tough guy grouch. Jimmy Fallon mocked Robert De Niro's film on the Weekend Update at one point, even imitating the actor's mannerisms. De Niro appeared unexpectedly during the next update, much to Fallon's astonishment, just as Fallon was starting into another round of ribbing. The look of surprise on Fallon's face is amusing, and the situation is capped off by De Niro's mincing imitation of Fallon himself at the end of the segment. Number 9. Eminem cleans up his act. Eminem is one of the few musical performers with demonstrated comic talent who has never hosted the show. Some may believe that Eminem is too hardcore to bother with frivolous skits on a variety program, and it's possible that he made a rare appearance on a Weekend Update section to counteract this image. Eminem turned up to admit that he needed to clean up his act, and joined the seniors in a delightfully incomprehensible performance, when a couple of old-school rappers appeared as guests on the episode to critique the inappropriate raps performed by current rappers. Number 8. Leonardo DiCaprio surprises Jonah Hill. John Hill headlined Saturday Night Live after receiving an Oscar nod for The Wolf of Wall Street and proceeded to make himself totally obnoxious during his opening monologue, portraying himself as a serious actor rather than a pedestrian comic like the rest of the ensemble. The wind is taken out of Jonah's sails near the end by none other than Leonardo DiCaprio himself, who made his one and only appearance on Saturday Night Live to call Jonah out on his pretentious behavior, and capped off the monologue by reenacting his famous Titanic pose with Hill instead of Kate Winslet. Number 7. Barack Obama during Halloween. Amy Poehler dressed up as Hillary Clinton, and hosted a White House Halloween party in a Halloween farce. The gathering was going through its motions until a man dressed in an Obama mask arrived. The masked visitor removed his mask to expose himself to be the real Obama, who had taken a break from election campaigning to wish Hillary good luck on Halloween, and make some digs at the Clinton power couple during their tenure in the White House. Number 6. Jim Carrey plays his leg guitar. During a Foo Fighters performance, Jim Carrey unexpectedly stepped on stage, and joined them in their song by strumming his leg like a guitar. It was a strange, bizarrely hilarious moment that could only be pulled off by Jim Carrey, and it made it much more difficult for the band to continue playing, while attempting to hold back their laughter. Number 5. Dan Crenshaw is himself. When Pete Davidson delivered a Weekend Update segment, where he mocked Republican nominee Dan Crenshaw's eye patch, both Democrats and liberals were unified in their disapproval. Crenshaw's eye patch was eventually revealed to be the consequence of a horrific injury he sustained following an IED explosion during his combat deployment in Afghanistan. Davidson apologized to Crenshaw in the next update, and the former Navy SEAL accepted it in person before zinging Davidson with some hard comments at his broken relationship with Ariana Grande. It turned out to be one of the show's most unexpectedly honest and heartbreaking moments, especially as Crenshaw closed the section by expressing his love for Davidson's late father, who was a first responder to the 9/11 attacks. Number 4. Bill Hader faces Andy Samberg. SNL is a highly intense place to work for its featured cast, according to all accounts, and several former performers have publicly exhibited enmity toward one another after leaving the program. That's why a surprise visit by former fellow cast member and close friend Bill Hader during Andy Samberg's opening monologue, when he returned to SNL to host, in which he performed impressions to earn the title of Impressions Master of SNL, was a joyful and amusing surprise. To keep his position as King of Impressions, Hader pretends to take his rivalry with Samberg seriously, and performs a satirical impression of Samberg, in which he mocks his new show Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Number 3. Mark Zuckerberg meets his doppelgangers. Mark Zuckerberg's participation on Saturday Night Live, and the gags written for him were not the funniest performances by a non-actor on their own. but it was his appearance during Jesse Eisenberg's monologue that made him stand out, as he had just played the owner of Facebook in The Social Network, a role that the real Mark Zuckerberg had a lot of issues with. Adam Samberg, who is known for his impersonation of Mark Zuckerberg, was also on stage. The perfect storm of awkwardness and hilarity hit the audience, with Andy even bringing it up in the middle of the sketch, before leaving Eisenberg and Zuckerberg alone on stage in awkward silence. Number 2. Alec Baldwin as Donald Trump. Probably the most popular impression on SNL in recent memory is Alec Baldwin as Donald Trump. Nobody saw that coming, and now we can't fathom anyone else portraying the role as brilliantly as Baldwin. The actor's portrayal of Trump is so popular that he has appeared in multiple sketches on the show as Trump, always with funny results, especially when he's accompanied by other notable actors, like Melissa McCarthy and Robert De Niro as the president's aides. Number 1. Barbara Streisand meets Madonna. Madonna, the Material Girl, was a dream guest for every show back in the day. Mike Myers performed a program called Coffee with Linda Richman, which he played a very Jewish hostess who gabbed with her guests about her daughter, Yiddish terms, and her fascination with Barbara Streisand, before Wayne's World made him a movie star. Madonna was on the show once with Roseanne, and near the end of the sketch, an ecstatic fan stormed the stage, revealing herself to be Barbara Streisand. Myers was visibly taken aback but tried to lighten the mood with jokes, but Madonna and Roseanne were reduced to utter fangirls incapable of remembering their lines, or doing anything other than staring adoringly at Streisand. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.